Greetings, fellow mechas. Today we'll be looking at a GDP problem. The problem. 2011 is the base year. The table below shows units produced in 2013, 2012, 2011, and the price per unit in 2013, 2012, and 2011. The following table will be used for all parts of this problem. Part A. Find the nominal GDP, real GDP, in base year prices and the GDP deflator in 2013. Part B. Find the nominal GDP, real GDP, in base year prices and the GDP deflator in 2012. Part C. Calculate the inflation rate between 2012 and 2013 using GDP deflators. Part D. Calculate the CPI in 2012 and CPI in 2013 using 2011 quantities. Find the inflation rate between 2012 and 2013 using CPI. Now pause this video, take a few minutes, and solve these parts of the problem. Welcome back. Hopefully you were able to solve this problem. Now let's work on it together. So, part A, find the nominal GDP, real GDP in base year prices and the GDP deflator in 2013. So our base year is 2011, so that's the prices we will be using for this problem. So firstly, let's find the nominal GDP. So nominal GDP in 2013. This will be our units produced in 2013. So 8 times $2.10 plus 5 times $2.50 plus 3 times $3.50. This is going to be equal to $39.80. So that's our nominal GDP in 2013. So the real GDP base using base year prices. So this will be real GDP in 2013 with base year prices. Well, that's going to be our base year is 2011, so it'll be 8 for quantity. The price in 2011 for blue was $2 plus 5 times $2 for pink in 2011 plus 3 is the quantity units produced in 2013, and the price in 2011 for green was $2.50. This is equal to $33.50. Now we need to calculate the GDP deflator in 2013. So GDP deflator in 2013. This will be equal to our nominal GDP in 2013 in our numerator, $39.80, divided by our real GDP in 2013 with base year prices, so $33.50. We times this by 100. This gives us a value of 118.81. That is our GDP deflator in 2013. So for part A, These are our solutions. Part B. Find the nominal GDP, real GDP, and base year prices, and the GDP deflated in 2012. So same thing, we're now just using 2012. So nominal GDP 2012. This is going to be let's see, five times 2 for blue plus 7 times $2.50 for pink plus 3 times 3 for green. And this is equal to $36.50. Now let's find the real GDP in 2012 with base year prices. This is going to be 5 times the price in 2011 for blue, which is 2, plus 7 times the price of pink in 2011, which is also 2, plus 3, and the price in 2011 for green, which is $2.50. This gives us $31.50. Now, let's find the GDP deflator in 2012, which is just going to be our nominal GDP as a numerator, 36.5, divided by our real GDP in 2012 with base prices, 31.5, times this by 100. This gives us a GDP deflated in 2012 of 115.87. So these are our solutions for part B. Now, part C. Calculate the inflation rate between 2012 and 2013 using GDP deflators. So, we just found in part A and part B GDP deflators for 2013 and 2012. So now we can find the inflation rate between 2012 and 2013 using the GDP deflators. To do that, so inflation rate for 2012 and 13 is going to be equal to our 2012 GDP deflator, which was 118.81. Subtract that from our 2013 value, which is 115.87, and we just divide that by 115.87. We take this value that we get and we times it by 100. 1 second. Times this by 100, and we'll get a value. So the inflation rate will be equal to 2.54%. That is the solution for part C. So now part D. Calculate the CPI in 2012 and CPI in 2013 using 2011 quantities. Find the inflation rate between 2012 and 2013 using CPI. So let's find the CPI in 2012 using 2011 quantities. So, no, I spelled this wrong. Quantities. Quantities. Alright, so alright, well, I'll just do this. So in 2012, using 2011 quantities, so we get 4 times 2 plus 8 times 2 plus 2 times $2.50. This is going to be equal to $34. Now let's find the CPI in 2013 using 2011 quantities. This will be 4 times $2.11. Oh, I just realized I made a mistake. So CPI in 2012 using 2011 quantities, it should be 4 times 2 plus 8 times $2.50 plus 2 times $3. Yep. And CPI in 2013 using 2011 quantities is 4 times $2.10 plus 8 times $2.50 plus 2 times $3.50. This gives us a value of $35.40. Now, find the inflation rate. So now let's find this. Now we need to find the CPI in 2011 using 2011 quantities. I can't spell this quantities word. 2011 quantities. We'll get 4 times 2 plus 8 times 2 plus 2 times $2.50. This gives us a value of $29. Now we can find our CPI in 2012. So CPI in 2012 is equal to our CPI in 2012 using 2011 quantities, so 34 divided by 29. Our CPI in 2011 using 2011 quantities. We times this by 100, and we get 117.24. Now, CPI in 2013 is going to be equal to CPI in 2013 using 2011 quantities, 35.4, divided by CPI in 2011 using 2011 quantities, 29. We times this by 100. This gives us a value of 122.1. And finally, find the inflation rate between 2012 and 2013 using CPI. So, inflation rate between 12 and 13. This is going to be equal to 122.1 minus 117.24 divided by 117.24 times this by 100. times 100, and this gives us an inflation rate of 4.15%. And that is the solution for part D. And that wraps up this video and this problem. I hope this video was useful. If it was, please consider subscribing and